Welcome to another amazing episode of the Honourable Football Diaries, the football podcast where banter meets bold takes and no position is offside. Are you a fan of the tiki-taka? Do you support the counter-attack or you support the pragmatic, pack-the-ball style of play? Do you support the English Premier League, La Liga, French Ligue 1, Italian Serie A, Bundesliga, or the Nigerian Professional Football League? We've got you covered on Honourable Football Diaries. My name is Honourable Template and I am your host for this podcast. Nigeria is a country with over 200 million population. In the course of Nigeria's football history, Nigeria has produced several quality players, the likes of Okocha, Finidi George, Victor Osimhen, John Mikel Obi, Rashidi Yekini, Sunday Oliseh, among several other big names. And that leads us to today's topic. Who is the greatest footballer Nigeria has ever produced? Discussing alongside me, I've decided to bring back Madiba again. The guy the Manchester United fans love. Madiba, welcome to your third, I think this is your third time.
Yeah, this is my third time.
Welcome to Honourable Football Diaries.
I'm happy to be here. Hopefully after this episode, I'll have many Nigerian lovers as well.
I hope so, because this topic is a little bit divisive. Yeah. Who do you think is the greatest footballer Nigeria has ever produced?
Yeah, it's a tough question for me. I've been thinking about it.
Very tough, very tough. And
I slept on it, woke up, went back on my system, and for me, the criteria I'm using to narrow it down for this argument is I'm looking at the impact the person has had on the national team, because this is about Nigeria. The love the person has given Nigerian people, Nigerian population at large, and what the person has been able to achieve individually, and also in terms of club side, the impact on and off the pitch. So after all the old criteria and everything, I've narrowed it down to only, I feel like one of the greatest, of course the greatest Nigerian footballer ever, but one of the greatest player ever in the show of African football. The great, late Rashidi Yekini.
Rashidi.
Yeah.
That's a nice one. Although I must say I'm quite shocked, because I was not expecting you to say Rashidi Yekini. But if I may ask you, before I even go into my own who my Nigerian idol is, who I feel is the greatest player Nigeria has ever produced. What and what? You said Nigeria. Yeah. You said club. So I would like to take you on the club, the impact Rashidi Yekini had club-wise.
Yeah.
What was Rashidi Yekini really impactful at his club?
Of course.
How many clubs did he play for?
I think that is one negative narrative that a lot of people have about him, and I think that is why it's so important that I think we, this generation, we share the light on how great of a player he was. Funny enough, I didn't even watch him play, but of course this record, his history is there for everybody to see. You know, this is somebody that I've met people of age 40s, people in their 50s. They've talked about how big our professional football league used to be back in the days, and this is one of the pioneers. These are one of the people.
So which club do you think he played for?
Yeah, played for Shooting Stars, won the league with Shooting Stars, played for Abiola Babes, got to the Champions League, CAF Champions League final with Shooting Stars. Unfortunately, lost the final
to I think one Egyptian side.
To an Egyptian side, but it was colossal. I think it was Al Ahly. Yes, so but it was colossal in the run into the final.
Okay, so you've not been able to sell Rashidi Yekini in terms of the club really played.
No, we are starting because not just
let me
chip in, because I think I'm starting from base, which is the house, Nigeria. Okay. When we go to Europe, I think this is one misconception a lot of people have about him is, what did this guy do in Europe?
Yes,
this guy was great in Europe. He is, at the time when he was alive, he was the all-time leading goal scorer for Vitória Setúbal in Portugal. This is somebody that played 114 games for them, scored 91 goals.
For Vitória
Setúbal in Portugal. It shows how amazing of a finisher he was during his A-days.
Okay. Without being biased, and I will actually go off the script completely. And I will follow your parameters. I will use your parameters.
All right, no problem.
You said we should narrow our discussion down to three criteria. Three: impact on the national team, club-wise, and Africa.
Individual,
Okay, individual performance.
Impact, yes.
For me, without being biased, since we are talking about the greatest, You might be the greatest player, and not trophy-wise, you might not be. You might not have really achieved. We have so many great players who didn't even play at the World Cup, let alone win the World Cup.
Of course.
So, the greatest player, the Super Eagles of Nigeria, Nigeria as a country has ever produced for me, is definitely the legendary Austin JJ Okocha. The man, they said he was so good, they named him twice. Yeah. Austin JJ Okocha. Yeah. You said, who has brought joy?
Yeah.
If we even ask our director and our cameraman who are standing right in front of us, the player who has brought the word joy, that when you look at him play, and if you look at his record, I'm not really good with his stats in the Nigerian league, but I know he played for Enugu Rangers.
Yeah.
Before he moved to, I think he moved to a German league.
German
you remember the video where he destroyed Oliver Kahn?
Yeah, that was for Frankfurt.
He ridiculed him. Yeah. As a matter of fact, if you watch some adverts, you see that goals, video being played.
Of course.
You know, if you look at what JJ Okocha did in France, for example, do you remember what Ronaldinho said about JJ Okocha? That he mentored JJ Okocha while in PSG. And no, I don't forget, as at 1998, when he went to, what's it called, PSG, I think it was bought for 14 million to 18 million pounds thereabout. Yeah. Thereabout, it was the most expensive African signing. Underline that. So, JJ Okocha is not a small player when you talk about both Nigerian football, African football, and world football at large. Lastly, there was a time FIFA did the top 100 greatest players. I think for that era.
For the era, yes.
Yeah, not down 90s. To...
Yes.
JJ Okocha is part of the best 100 players.
Yeah.
Rashidi Yekini is not there. That does not mean Rashidi Yekini is not a great player. Rashidi Yekini is the all-time leading goal scorer for Nigeria. But I don't agree that it is the greatest player.
Yeah, to counter your point, I think this episode is very important because we are shining the lights on our legend, and I don't want to be disrespectful on this episode. Maybe only to Manchester United fans, but this one has nothing to do with Manchester United. JJ Okocha, exceptional footballer, but when we talk about impact, like, you know, it's important that what you do on and off the pitch is something that is a legacy that a lot of people can see and wish and feel like they can emulate. You know, since JJ Okocha left, we've been blessed with somebody like John Obi Mikel, who more or less, if you look at his career, successful-wise, he is more successful than JJ Okocha. We've seen people like Nwankwo Kanu, that was his contemporary. You can say in terms of body of work for career, they are ahead of, also, he is also ahead of JJ Okocha. And also, the young ones coming in, like Victor Osimhen, what they've been able to achieve. Ademola Lookman, what they might achieve at the end of their career. You can say...
Do you know that Okocha is a midfielder?
Yes, he is a midfielder.
Just hold on.
Yes.
You said John Obi Mikel.
Yeah.
An average Nigerian fan till today believes Nigeria is yet to replace JJ Okocha in the
that is because...
I'm just trying to...
Yes, I'm trying...
disqualify that your argument. I love John Obi Mikel very much.
Let me try to chip
to say that...
Let me try to chip in.
If you say career-wise...
Let me try to chip in this. We are talking about the greatest.
I'm not sure any Nigerian player... I'm not sure any Nigerian player has ever captained any foreign club. I'm not sure. I'm not saying there is not.
We've seen
it. JJ Okocha captain Bolton for almost 4 seasons.
That is not a criteria. We've seen Joseph Yobo captain Everton for games.
It was not their official
for games.
Captain.
We've seen him captain for
games.
It
was never their official captain.
Kanu captain Portsmouth for games.
Was not. I'm talking about the club captain. The club captain.
I'm telling you,
not vice captain. Not.
It's so funny that you're talking about captainship when I'm telling you somebody was the all-time. Do you know what it takes to be an all-time leading goal scorer for an European team?
Okocha is not. We are talking about Setubal now.
That's if you have
to count the top five leagues in Portuguese league, we have FC Porto.
For you to know how great of a player he was, this is somebody.
Mind you, I'm not saying he's not great too.
This is somebody that, do you know what it takes to come to a league, Portuguese league, a Nigerian player, become the all-time leading goal scorer for a club, become the highest goal scorer in a season in the league, in the European league? How many Nigerians can come out to say, okay,
let me ask you a question.
I moved from, I'm coming. I moved from the Nigerian Premier League, and my first season in Europe, I go to Victoria Setúbal and I win the Portuguese Golden Boot in my first season.
Okay.
How many players can say that?
Okay.
And when we want to talk about achievement, I think there's a misconception.
Did he win the Golden Boot?
Me, he won the Golden Boot in the Portuguese League in 1993. Okay. And when we are talking about, global recognition, this is a player that was named in the World 11 of the year in 1996. So it doesn't mean this is not a player that is... Do you know what it takes for you to be in the FIFA World 11 in 1996?
I'm not sure.
As a striker, where we had Prime Romario, when we had Bebeto.
That your statement is...
Yes, you can check it. You can check it. The World Magazine, they were the ones that FIFA replaced. In the World Magazine 11 in 1996, Rashidi Yekini was there. So this is not just an ordinary player. And when we talk about achievement, I think, first of all, JJ Okocha is a fantastic player. If you want to show somebody that doesn't love football, you want to show them skills and flair. But for me, I'm somebody that believes more in what do you do after the flair. Like, what is the main reason why we are watching football? Like, I can dribble from today to tomorrow.
So I don't win Okocha only dribbles. That's the only thing he does.
What is his end product? He played 73 games for Nigeria. He's a number 10 attacking midfielder. He had only 14 goals for Nigeria. So
your Nwankwo Kanu, how many goals did he score?
I'm not even talking about Kanu right now.
How many goals?
I'm talking about Rashidi Yekini. This is Nigeria's
how many goals
all-time leading goal scorer. 62 games, 37 goals.
37 goals. Your striker.
Yes.
And you're talking about a midfielder that you said is busy dribbling.
That is more
and has 14 goals.
That is an average more than 1 in 2 games for a striker. Best.
I'm not saying it's not best. You are trying to wait now.
How many number 9s can you come out to say that? Okay,
make your point.
They score in 1 in 2 games for their country.
Okay.
This is like, and when we want to talk about like achievements, right? If we put their achievements side by side, side to side, I don't think there's one thing JJ Okocha has over him. To be honest, I think the only negative part about Rashidi Yekini is because he blossomed so late in his career. If he had started earlier in his career, I believe we will have seen his impact more in European football. He got to Victoria Setúbal at the age of 30.
Okay.
And in his first season from the Nigerian Premier League, when they smashed the league, it takes a lot of ability and nouns and experience to be able to go to a league like the Portuguese league.
You have spoken enough about...
As a player that doesn't even speak Portuguese, and a player that doesn't even speak correct English, to go into that league,
you have made your point now.
Dominate the league, tear it apart, become their all-time leading goal scorer. Just honourable.
Just calm down.
No, like, okay, let's leave.
You're the only one talking.
Yes, I know. Let's leave club football achievement. Let's go to national team. What does JJ Okocha have over Rashidi Yekini?
You are only speaking. You're not letting me talk.
No, I'm just trying to let you know. What does he have over Rashidi Yekini? They both played for Nigeria in 5 tournaments, the 5 AFCON tournaments, right? Okocha has 3 bronze, 1 gold, 1 silver. Rashidi Yekini has 1 gold, 3 silvers, and 1 bronze. And this is somebody that even in the 1 gold, without Rashidi Yekini, they are not even winning the tournament.
Who scored in the final?
Rashidi Yekini won.
Who scored in the final?
Rashidi Yekini won.
Who was the highest scorer of that tournament?
Rashidi Yekini was the highest scorer.
I said who scored in that tournament?
Rashidi Yekini was the highest scorer
scored
in the
that
tournament.
Final, rather?
I really don't care.
Who scored in the final?
Rashidi Yekini, now what we are talking about, the impact. He was the best player of the tournament in 1994. Nigeria won the Nations Cup. He was the highest scorer in the tournament in 1994. In fact, he was the highest scorer in 2 Nations Cup back-to-back, 1992, 1994.
Okay, I think you have said enough about
No, I've not even said enough. I need to share a light on how great this man is.
This conversation is not just about you alone.
This is somebody that there's something that he has done that can never be forgotten. This is somebody that scored our first ever goal at a World Cup. This is greatness. This is
okay. So let me say
this is greatness. No, this is somebody that scored 480 goals in 670 games. This is them Van Basten level.
Okay.
This is people like the Romario level. 480 goals in 617 games. Trust me, if that man was playing at this era, we are signing him for £200 million. He's going to be in the company of them Haalands, them Isaacs of this world. Okay, this is how great he was as a footballer.
So I think you have really, really sold.
And there's still more, but I'll allow you continue. But
really
still more
to Rashidi Yekini. You are forgetting the fact that JJ Okocha is a midfielder and Rashidi Yekini is a striker. So he's expected to have more goals than JJ Okocha.
Of course.
We are not talking about who has more goals. That's not the argument. We are saying, just by your parameters, who brought most joy, not even more, because we are not comparing whether Rashidi Yekini is better than JJ Okocha. That's not the argument. We are saying, who is the greatest footballer Nigeria as a country has ever produced?
Of course.
So, I think JJ Okocha rose to prominence in 1993. I think that was when he made his debut. Then he represented us at the USA 94, Tunisia 94, Atlanta 96, where he was part of the squad that won gold medal. We didn't go to AFCON 98, but JJ Okocha was at France 98. If you watch Nigeria versus Denmark, if you watch some of our matches, you will see. We lost. We lost. We are talking about individual performance.
Okay.
If you watch Nigeria Cameroon, year 2000 Nations Cup, we were losing 2-0 to Cameroon. The national stadium was practically dead. Remember the goal, the Thunderbolt goal that was scored at Surulere Stadium, equalizing goal. Because you are saying what impact? Like you are saying Okocha just dribbles up and down. You are basically trying to paint JJ Okocha as somebody who does not even do anything apart from dribble up and down. If you watch Nigeria versus Cameroon, 2004 Nations Cup, who was the best player of that tournament? Because you are saying Rashidi Yekini. Meanwhile, I love Rashid. In fact, I am a passionate fan of Nigeria. I said it in the Victor Osimhen podcast. I don't joke with my country, so I'm not diminishing Rashidi Yekini, but I don't like the fact that you try to water JJ Okocha by saying, what's football? The only thing, football is not about dribbling. Just hold on, please. Okay. Just hold on. I gave you ample time.
Oh, yeah.
The football is not just about dribbling. Yes. Do you know what? Just yesterday, I watched Peter Drury. If you heard what Peter Drury was saying about, the guy that even gave Okocha that name, I think it's one of these commentators that it was so good they named him twice. Back to AFCON 2004, JJ Okocha was the most valuable player of that tournament. He was the best player of that tournament. He was the highest goal scorer of that tournament. A midfielder. And in that same competition, I think he scored 2 free kicks. One against South Africa, and the best one was against Cameroon. Unfortunately, we lost the semi-final of that competition. He even scored in that same match. We lost to Tunisia. Now let me go back to Europe. JJ Okocha, like I said, we saw how he disgraced Oliver Kahn. He scored that goal anyways because he said he was just dribbling up and down. Among his peers, go and listen to what the likes of his peers, the Sunday Olisehs of this world, the Finidi George of this world. Listen to what Sunday Oliseh is. Those are his. Oliseh was his holding midfielder. JJ was up front. And I'm telling you, as of today, Nigeria as a country has not been able to replace JJ Okocha. People even said he retired earlier than expected. Lastly, okay. I just want to narrow it down because after this, I want you to conclude.
Okay.
Lastly, in Europe, JJ Okocha came to Bolton.
Yeah.
And him and his colleagues, they practically brought Bolton from nowhere. Remember, he came in from PSG in the year 2002 after the World Cup. And he came in for free. Yeah. And in less than 1 year, he became their captain. That is not a joke. Just wait now, let me land.
Okay.
And in those 4 years, we saw what JJ Okocha, nobody in Nigeria ever knew Bolton Wanderers. And I'm not sure anybody in Nigeria today knows Victoria Setúbal, with due respect to them. So I just want to conclude by saying, please, don't narrow your argument to disrespecting JJ Okocha,
Like I said, this is a national team. We're talking about Nigeria. The impact...
We are concluding anyways.
Yes,
conclude
I am
within
concluding.
2 minutes, please.
Rashidi Yekini, the impact he has had on the team, what he has done, and you said it, for how good JJ Okocha was, the teams he played for in Europe as well were nothing to write home about. If you are that,
PSG was
you are that talented, PSG was not the PSG that we know now.
Fenerbahce was nothing to write home about.
Fenerbahce is not... Who watches Turkish Football League? Who watches Turkish League? Rashidi Yekini, this is a player, even the African Footballer of the Year, he won it. People shouldn't forget, Rashidi Yekini won the African Footballer of the Year in 1993. And when you talk about the ISO scorer, Okocha, okay, he won the ISO scorer in the AFCON, which is great for a midfielder. Shared, by the way, he didn't win it outright. Shared, by the way, an African football, and he won the best player. Cool. But this is somebody, Rashidi Yekini won African Footballer of the Year once. He won the top goal scorer. That is what your job is as a striker. Nobody's comparing a striker to a midfielder here. But the job that he has done, and that is why we are still struggling up to now to find somebody to replace Rashidi Yekini. Hopefully, Victor Osimhen is able to live up to the hype and continue with the way he has started. But this is somebody that Nigeria has been lacking, Nigeria has been missing for days. I said the people have this misconception about players like Okocha, because Okocha, for how great he was with the flair and everything, like, his stats is nothing to write home about. I'm somebody that prefers effectivity over flair or what you want to call it. For how people don't respect Mikel Obi, he played more games for Nigeria than JJ Okocha. For me, arguably even had similar impact because they went to the same amount of Nations Cup, basically won the same team, AFCON in 2013, AFCON in 1994, played in the World Cup, 2 World Cups. What did JJ Okocha do? They went to the round of 16. Mikel Obi also got to the round of 16.
Okay,
right?
I think
so,
you have
and
made your point.
He also ran up for the African Player of the Year. So you cannot say, okay, we have not seen somebody like JJ Okocha. Maybe we've not seen somebody that dribble like JJ Okocha, but for sure we have seen somebody that's other than our midfield even more for a longer time than JJ Okocha.
Back to my conclusion, JJ Okocha represented Nigeria with the best of his abilities. Look out here, go and listen to what his peers said about him, both locally in the country and at his club. For Ronaldinho to say JJ Okocha mentored him, that says a lot. Look at Bolton. JJ Okocha practically dragged that team out of the mud. I can go on and on. You are saying Fenerbahce. Yes, Fenerbahce. For Africans then, for you to even play in Europe, is not a joke. When the Nigerian players started going to Europe, I think it was 93, 94. It was when Clemens Westerhof came. That was when the likes of Stephen Keshi. So if Nigerians were playing in Frankfurt, playing in Fenerbahce, then you can't compare now with then and now. That Okocha played in Nations Cup 2004. It was arguably our best player. Captain. So I don't just want you to. You can't compare a midfielder with a striker because you narrowed your argument down to how many goals did this score, how many did this score, but to say Okocha, and also you were saying Okocha dribbles, go and watch his clip very well. I can tell you the number of free kicks he scored in the Premier League. I could remember one off the shelf of my, was it Aston Villa or West Ham? So many key goals. I think Bolton they narrowly went to Europa League at some point. Maybe they were 7th or 8th. And he was a substantive captain, not vice captain, not captain 1, captain 2 is not playing. Okay, come. No, I'm not sure any Nigerian player was ever the captain of any European side. So, and you said he played for national team. Okocha played 70 games thereabout, 73 games. And he scored
14 goals.
That is not bad. Nwankwo Kanu, I'm not sure they were even. Nwankwo Kanu played more, scored lesser. Yes. So I know why JJ Okocha is not a striker, but let's leave this for the patriotic Nigerians. Unfortunately, we didn't even try to do generation next. Maybe I was thinking you would go for the Lukmans of this world or the Osimhen of this world.
There's still more to be written in their story.
We decided to go to the OGs. So I think let's leave this for our audience to make their input and comment. Every opinion matters, and no disrespect to any of our legends, like you said. But I don't think Rashidi Yekini is the greatest player. Thank you very much for this amazing.
Thank you so much for having me.
To our esteemed viewers, thank you very much for watching another amazing episode of the Honourable Football Diaries. Remember, this is the only football podcast where banter meets bold takes, and no position is offside. No position is offside. We are on all social media platforms. Please subscribe to all our channels. We are on X, we are on TikTok, we are on YouTube, we are on Facebook. See you same time next week. God bless you all, and thanks for watching.